He shot his longtime girlfriend, the mother of his children, who was pregnant with his child. He murdered her. So if he will do that, he will murder anybody.
First tonight, a case that dates back to May of 2024 now finally comes to a close as Nico Cunigan was sentenced to 39 years to life.
Cunigan was indicted for the murder of Precious Taste and her unborn child, as well as 16-year-old Deante Johnson.
Some stories force us to confront uncomfortable truths about violence, about systems that fail, and about how control, when left unchecked, can turn deadly. This is one of those stories. This is the story of Precious Taste. If you're watching Nexus of Crime for the first time, this channel exists to uncover the warning signs behind domestic violence, manipulation, and obsession before they become headlines. If that matters to you, take a moment to like this video, subscribe to the channel, and help keep these stories visible. Precious Taste was born on Thursday, February 13th, 1992. She grew up in Dayton, Ohio, surrounded by family and community. By the time she was 32 years old, Precious was the mother of 7 children. She was known as someone who gave freely. Her time, her space, her care. Friends described her as the type of person who would open her door without hesitation to anyone who needed help. In the year leading up to May 2024, Precious had been reclaiming her life. She lost more than 200 pounds. She focused on her health. She poured her energy into her children and her future.
Y'all about to miss the bus. Y'all about to miss the bus. Aubrey and Cash and Aubrey. I don't know who they think they is.
At the same time, she was pregnant again, expecting her 8th child. Among her children were 4-year-old twins. Their father was Nicole Cunigan Jr, a man who went by the name Nico. The relationship between Precious and Nico was not just unstable, it was violent. Nico, also 32 years old, had a long criminal history that included weapons violations, abduction, assault, child endangerment, and felonious assault. Their relationship cycled between separation and reconciliation for years, a pattern tragically common in abusive dynamics. In 2022, while Precious was pregnant, Nico attacked her with a knife during an argument. The assault left her hospitalized with broken ribs and serious injuries. Nico was arrested, convicted, and sent to prison. But the charge was felonious assault, not attempted murder. That distinction mattered. After serving his sentence, the parole board released Nico in January 2024. 4 months later, 3 people would be dead. By May 2024, Precious was 4 months pregnant, meaning she became pregnant in January or February, around the same time Nico was released. Despite everything that had happened, he re-entered her life. He came around to see the twins. He continued exerting control, especially over her vehicle. Text messages later introduced in court revealed the fear Precious lived with. She told Nico she knew he had a gun. She told him she was scared he might hurt her. His response was dismissive. He claimed someone gave him the gun to protect his family. Then he followed it with a message that would later echo painfully in the courtroom. I would never kill you. On the night of May 21st, 2024, Precious's home on Shaftesbury Road was occupied by people who trusted that space. Her 4-year-old twins were there. 16-year-old Deante Johnson was spending the night. A close family friend, Joanne Loren Washington, was sleeping on the couch. Deante was a freshman at Trotwood High School. He loved music, fashion, and making people laugh. His mother, Jennifer Lewis, said other kids gravitated toward him. His 2 younger brothers looked up to him. He had nothing to do with the conflict unfolding in that house. Earlier that night, Precious and Nico argued over her car. She told him she was keeping it. She told him she was moving on. To prosecutors, this moment mattered. It represented Precious asserting independence and Nico losing control. At approximately 6:20 a.m. on May 22nd, Joanne Washington woke up to the sound of raised voices. Precious and Nico were arguing in the bedroom. Precious demanded her car back. Nico left the room. Moments later, glass shattered. Joanne heard him say he didn't mean to break the window. Then the gunfire began. Joanne ran to the basement. From there, she could still hear shots echoing throughout the house. She later testified that she saw Precious coming down the basement stairs, begging for her life, apologizing, pleading for him to stop. According to her testimony, the more Precious begged, the more he fired.
We are seeing and hearing more details after a chaotic morning on May 22, 2024, on Shaftesbury Road, that left 16-year-old Deante Johnson as well as Precious Taste and her unborn fetus dead.
Boom, the window, and then you hear Precious Taste yell, "Nico, why the you keep doing that to the window?"
Joanne Lauren Washington was in Taste's home along with Precious herself and Deante Johnson. Washington was sleeping on the couch when they awoke to what sounded like arguing. They claimed that Nicole Cunigan left the bedroom where Precious told him to return her car. He then left. A short while later, that's when they heard gunfire.
You said he replies what?
My bad, I didn't mean to do that to the window. Pow, 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 pow. And she starts screaming, and then that's when I get up and run to the basement, and you still hear the shooting throughout the house.
From the basement, Washington says they heard and saw Taste coming down the stairs, begging for her life.
She's yelling, "Please, Nico, I'm sorry, please, no, I'm sorry, please, no." And the more she pleaded, the more he shot.
We then heard from detectives who shared video of a neighbor's home. It shows who they say is Cunigan, looking into the window of a bedroom, having a conversation. He then left, but later returned. You see him brandish a firearm in his right hand. Later, you can see him point into the bedroom and fire the gun.
Which direction is the arm turning at this point?
In the direction of Mr. Johnson.
He entered the home through that window. You can also see a moment where the basement window lights up. When police arrived, they found the bodies of Deante Johnson and Precious Taste. Nico Cunigan Sr. also took to the stand, sharing that he noticed he was missing a gun.
On May 22nd, when you heard what happened, did you try to find your .45 caliber gun?
Yes.
Were you able to find your .45 caliber gun?
Upstairs, Deante Johnson was still in bed, under the covers. He was shot and killed without warning. Surveillance footage from a neighbor's home showed Nico outside the bedroom window, returning with a firearm, pointing it inside and firing. Investigators later confirmed he entered the home through that window. When police arrived, they found Precious at the bottom of the basement stairs. The coroner determined she was 14 weeks pregnant. Deante was found upstairs, still under the covers. All bullets recovered came from the same gun. Forensic analysis showed the shooter was positioned above Precious when she was struck. Nicole Cunigan Jr. fled the scene in Precious's white Chevy Malibu. Police immediately issued a public alert. Nico's photo and description were shared widely. He was described as armed, extremely dangerous, and not to be approached. Authorities warned the public that he had confronted police with a gun in the past. A cash reward was offered through Crime Stoppers for information leading to his arrest. The community responded. Tips flooded in. Vigils were held. Candles lined streets. Churches opened their doors. The Dayton Police Department emphasized the broader issue of domestic violence and pointed to resources like the Family Justice Center for survivors seeking help. Precious was laid to rest in early June 2024. Her funeral drew a massive crowd. Cars lined the streets for blocks. Family, friends, church members, and community supporters came together dressed in purple, her favorite color. Music played. People danced, laughed through tears, and shared memories. 7 children mourned their mother, including the twins who had hidden in the house that morning. Deante Johnson's family held their own service. His classmates, teachers, teammates, and loved ones filled the room. His mother sat in the front row, carrying a grief no parent should know. For nearly 2 months, Nico remained on the run. On July 23, 2024, Ohio State Highway Patrol spotted a silver Chevrolet Equinox in Cleveland connected to Nico. When troopers attempted a traffic stop, he fled. A high-speed chase followed. He abandoned the vehicle and ran. Officers tracked him into a wooded area near Oyola Avenue. He was found hiding in an abandoned house and taken into custody without incident. His distinctive red and white dreadlocks, seen in every wanted photo, had been cut off. Nico was extradited back to Montgomery County and charged with 10 felony counts, including 4 counts of murder, 2 counts of felonious assault, 1 count of involuntary manslaughter, 2 counts of domestic violence, tampering with evidence, weapons violations, and unauthorized use of a vehicle. His bond was set at $1 million. The trial began in August 2024 and lasted 4 days.
The jury trial for Nicole Cunigan continues. He is accused of killing Deante Johnson as well as Precious Taste and her unborn fetus.
Today in court, we learned more about the sequence of events leading up to the shooting, as well as seeing new video of what police say is Cunigan shooting into the home. 2 News reporter Sartaj Singh is live outside the Montgomery County Courthouse. He has been there in court since this morning. Sartaj, you heard multiple testimonies. What have you learned?
Brooke and Jack, we heard from multiple detectives that also showed video that we have not seen before. We also got a first-hand account of what happened during the shooting from the person that was in the home and called 911. We are seeing and hearing more details after a chaotic morning on May 22nd, 2024 on Shaftesbury Road that left 16-year-old Deante Johnson as well as Precious Taste and her unborn fetus dead.
Boom, the window, and then you hear Precious Taste yell, "Nico, why the you keep doing that to the window?"
Joanne Lauren Washington was in Taste's home along with Precious herself and Deante Johnson. Washington was sleeping on the couch when they awoke to what sounded like arguing. They claimed that Nicole Cunigan left the bedroom where Precious told him to return her car. He then left. A short while later, that's when they heard gunfire.
You said he replies what?
My bad, I didn't mean to do that to the window. Pow, 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 pow. And she starts screaming. And then that's when I get up and run to the basement, and you still hear the shooting throughout the house.
From the basement, Washington says they heard and saw Taste coming down the stairs, begging for her life.
She's yelling, "Please, Nico, I'm sorry, please, no, I'm sorry, please, no." And the more she pleaded, the more he shot.
We then heard from detectives who shared video of a neighbor's home. It shows who they say is Cunigan, looking into the window of a bedroom, having a conversation. He then left, but later returned. You see him brandish a firearm in his right hand. Later, you can see him point into the bedroom and fire the gun.
Which direction is the arm turning at this point?
In the direction of Mr. Johnson.
He entered the home through that window. You can also see a moment where the basement window lights up. When police arrived, they found the bodies of Deante Johnson and Precious Taste. Nico Cunigan Sr. also took to the stand, sharing that he noticed he was missing a gun.
On May 22nd, when you heard what happened, did you try to find your .45 caliber gun?
Yes.
Were you able to find your .45 caliber gun?
Now, detectives say that the vehicle that belonged to Taste that was taken by Cunigan was found through the use of the flock camera system. They credit that for being able to follow Cunigan's movements. Now, this case will continue into Thursday, and we'll bring you updates live on air.
Well, the jury trial continues for a man facing more than 10 charges accused of killing both Precious Taste and Deante Johnson back in May of 2024.
Nicole Nico Cunigan appeared once again in the case that now enters day 3 as we learn more about the messages between him and Precious before the crime. 2 News reporter Sartaj Singh joins us now live outside of Montgomery County's Common Pleas Court. Sartaj, you listened to the coroner as well as the detective that shared text messages with the court. What can you tell us about that?
Brooke and Jack, today's trial really focused on the autopsy report, but also, as you just mentioned there, the messages that show Precious was worried before the day of the crime arrived. Now, the presentation showed that Precious and allegedly Cunigan had a lengthy conversation through text. Day 3 dived into the autopsy results, as well as more details on the bullets found at the scene. All the bullets that were found at the scene were confirmed to have been fired from the same gun. Those details were confirmed by an expert from the Hamilton County Coroner's Office Crime Lab, but 2 more bullets were found not on the scene.
But in this case and Mr. Johnson's autopsies, were there bullets recovered?
Yeah, there's 1 in each.
2 bullets were located in Deante Johnson and Precious Taste. For Taste, a bullet was found in her neck. The deputy coroner in Montgomery County says that the bullet found its way there from being shot at a higher angle.
That the barrel of the weapon is above that as it goes in, because the direction of this one is front to back, right to left, and downwards. That means that the barrel, when it was fired, had to be above the head going down.
So if somebody was going down a stairwell, it would be consistent with somebody above them on the stairwell?
It could, yes.
The cause of death was also confirmed for both victims.
Did you come to a conclusion as to what the cause of death of Ms. Taste was?
Yes, I did.
And what was that?
There's multiple gunshot wounds.
Did you come to a conclusion in relation to the cause of death of Mr. Johnson?
I did.
And what was that conclusion?
Multiple gunshot wounds.
An age was also determined for Taste's unborn child.
The fetus was 4.5 inches long, 131 grams. When I plugged that in, it came back to about 14 to 15 weeks.
A detective from the Montgomery County Sheriff's Office also shared text messages from Precious Taste's phone. Over 50 pages of text were shared to the courtroom. The messages are alleged to be between Precious and Cunigan. The text from Miss Taste went to a number with the name Baby on it, but she referenced it as Nico multiple times. In one text exchange, Precious said that she knew that he had a gun and showed worry that she would be killed. The response from what the state says is Cunigan replies with, "He gave it to me because I said I need to protect my family." Another message sent to Precious reads, "I would never kill you." Now, the state did rest today in the case, and the jury was dismissed early for today. Tomorrow, we will hear closing arguments before they hand this off to the jury to deliberate on a verdict.
Jurors heard testimony from eyewitnesses, detectives, forensic experts, and family members. They saw surveillance footage. They read over 50 pages of text messages. They heard how Precious warned him and how he promised he would never kill her. The jury deliberated for 5 hours. The verdict was unanimous. Guilty on all 10 counts.
A verdict has been reached in the Nico Cunigan trial. A jury has found him guilty on all charges, which include 3 counts of murder. We go now live to 2 News reporter Sartaj Singh outside the Montgomery County Common Pleas Court. Sartaj, you have followed this trial all week, and now that verdict has been reached.
That's right, Brooke. Now, the verdict just came over, I think, under an hour ago, and pretty much he was found guilty on all counts for the deaths of Deante Johnson, Precious Taste, and the unborn child of Precious Taste. Now, I was able to talk to family members after they heard the verdict, and they told me that they were happy that justice is served. All of them were out here hugging and emotional after a stressful week. One family member told me that even though that hole in their hearts will always be there, they are happy to have closure in this case. They also shared that they have been waiting for some type of closure for more than a year after that dark night of May of 2024. Now, a sentencing date has been scheduled for August 29th, and the judge revoked his bond that is currently being placed on him, and there is a pre-sentence investigation also underway before his sentencing date once again on August 29th.
At sentencing, Precious's brother Thomas addressed the courtroom directly. He spoke about his sister's strength, about how Nico could have walked away, about the children left behind. His words were raw and emotional. Deante's family also spoke, demanding accountability for a life stolen without reason. Nico maintained his innocence. The judge sentenced him to 39 years to life in prison.
First tonight, a case that dates back to May of 2024 now finally comes to a close as Nico Cunigan was sentenced to 39 years to life.
Cunigan was indicted for the murder of Precious Taste and her unborn child, as well as 16-year-old Deante Johnson. 2 News reporter Sartaj Singh joins us live from outside the courthouse. Sartaj, you heard from the victim's family as well as Cunigan. What did they say?
Jack and Kelly, the family was just sending a message of emotion as they also addressed Nico, saying he could have walked away from all of this. Meanwhile, Nico addressed the court, still claiming that he is innocent. As Nicole Nico Cunigan slouches in his chair before hearing his sentence, he sits there knowing that he was found guilty on multiple charges, including murder. The case dates back to May of 2024, where police arrived to find Precious Taste and Deante Johnson dead at a home on Shaftesbury. During proceedings, the state claimed that Nico can be seen on video, talking through a window and then firing shots. A jury found him guilty. Before the sentencing, Precious's brother had a chance to address the court.
You took a beautiful soul. All the tough talk that you did, you wasn't tough enough to walk away.
Thomas emotional as he addressed the court, and Nico specifically.
After she asked you to leave her alone, she just walked away, bro. No fish in the sea. You ended your life, hers. You didn't care about your kids. They say forgive and forget. I ain't gotta forgive you, I'm just gonna forget about you, bro. Because that's what it is.
Cunigan having a chance to address the court,
I'm innocent,
where he delivered a message that he thinks he is innocent.
I just want to say I appreciate my family for the support, all my loved ones who got my back. I love my kids. They're going to be took care of regardless of what happens. God don't put nobody through nothing they can't handle.
A sentence of 39 years to life was then handed down. Nico leaving the courtroom, exchanging words with his as well as the victim's family.
I love you so bad.
Now, Precious's brother did share that they're trying to get a street sign as well in honor of Precious.
After sentencing, families and supporters gathered outside the courthouse. Balloons were released into the sky, purple balloons rising together in silence. It was not a celebration, it was a farewell. 3 lives were lost on May the 22nd, 2024. A mother, a teenager, an unborn child. This case is a reminder that domestic violence escalates, that warning signs matter, and that control, when challenged, can become lethal. If you or someone you know is experiencing abuse, please reach out for help. Support exists. Lives depend on it. This has been Nexus of Crime. If this story moved you, informed you, or opened your eyes, please like, subscribe, and share. Awareness saves lives.